Cherie Hanson here. First of all, as always, I want to express gratitude for your watching my videos. I really appreciate it. It makes it seem less crazy. If nobody's watching them and nobody's subscribing, then why the heck are you doing it? My purpose is that I have come a long way in my life and I want to help others. I want to help others settle in and learn a few things about how the brain works, how an individual in a traumatized family can escape the trap. And so today's look is somewhere between a 1940s movie star and a chandelier. So indulge me. As I was meditating today, I kept seeing this word, about the image of ourselves. The thing that appeared in my mind is, who the hell do you think you are? Now let's think about that for a minute, because that's pretty much what governs everything in your life. I very often liken the imprinting we have about our self-image as a 12-year-old child who goes into a fun house with all these mirrors, and the mirror is your mother, your father, your aunt, your brother, your uncle, your grandparents, your teacher in school, the person who's running the Girl Scout or Boy Scout club, your coach. All of these things reflect us back to ourselves, but they do it in this very strange, distorted manner. And then you get spit out into the world, you graduate from high school, you're walking around in your self-image, and now it's your responsibility to figure out who the hell you are. Absolutely. And the thing that's happening right now is it's on a societal level. We had an image of what our society was, of what our society would provide for us or how we fit into it. And that's all shattering. Jazz hands. Oh God, what's happening? It's just shattering. It's falling in. It's like an earthquake, and there's broken glass falling through the air. And so we're thrown back on finding out for ourselves what this body wants, what my spirit wants, what my purpose is on the earth. And it doesn't work any longer to use social signaling. We're set up with mirror neurons so that what we'll do is, if let's say there's a fire in a theater, we'll just follow along wherever the crowd is going. And it doesn't matter what our own instincts tell us to do. We will just follow. And so the culture has taken us along this route of bad eating, bad habits, dissociating from our bodies, making choices based on fear or anger or shame. And we're all in this big group that's just in a hallway with no door. How do I get out of here? How do I become who I'm meant to become? And that's when we get down to the two words that really popped up in meditation today. One word was capacity. We look at ourselves like you would look at a rock. I am this. See? That's me. And what we don't understand is that we're energy. We're shifting, we're changing, we're flowing, we're reforming all the time. And the other word to think about is tolerance. So in the past, in the 50s, I was taught to tolerate racism. I was taught to tolerate prejudice. I was taught to tolerate fear of other religions. But the thing that is interesting to me is we have the ability to change our capacity. We have the ability to grow our spirits. And what I mean by that is I had the vision of blowing up a balloon. You know what I'm talking about? This is the way I felt so often as I'm on this path of growth. Ostensibly, this balloon has the capacity to be this big, but I'm blowing and I'm blowing and I'm blowing. It's only this big. I go like, oh my God, I don't have enough lung power for this. But the way that we increase our capacity is by dropping expectation. Hey, what a weird thought. What if we have no idea of who we are? What if we have no idea of what our eventual capacity is? How loving we could be, how stable, how calm, how happy with ourselves. What if we have never seen that in other people? What if we've never had an example of that? So we approach it like the balloon. If you watch people who blow up balloons, they will pull on it to loosen it up. They'll blow it up a little bit, let the air out, blow it up a little further. And that's the way it has been for me in my life, really, honestly, is each time I have an intention of increasing my capacity for being kind or compassionate or trusting the universe, trusting myself, my God, trusting myself. It's like you put in a car and you've got a chauffeur, and the chauffeur is you and you're just going, no, she doesn't know anything. Don't let her drive. And so we come to a place where we understand it's a process, that we are increasing our capacity. One thing we don't want to do is increase our fear, our intolerance, or our tolerance for evil. Either way, it's okay if you hate the right kind of people. No, it's not. It's not okay. And the person that you hurt the most by allowing yourself to just shuffle along with the herd and do whatever they do is that you never know who you are. I remember when I went to modeling class, my mother sent me there when I was 14, and I assume it was because she just despaired. It's like, what is this? My daughter, my God, she needs help. And so sent me to modeling class to learn how to sit with my knees together, because God knows you don't want to have your knees apart. It would be your fault if you had a child when you're 14, if your knees are apart. And they told us to go home and have somebody draw an outline of our body on a sheet of newsprint. Then you put it up on the wall and you looked at it. Oh my God. My self-image was that I was a heffalump-lump or an elephant or hippopotamus, something big and bulky and unshapely. And I'm looking at this drawing on a piece of paper and I'm going, that's not me. I'm ugly. I'm lumpy. I'm not attractive. And this is the process we're in right now. We're disengaging from the mass culture so that we can increase our capacity for being healthy, for taking care of ourselves, for being compassionate, and finally for just being freaking alive and not Walking Dead zombie walk. You know, here they come. The undead are marching past again. And each of us, and this is the hard part, this is the really difficult part, is responsible for our own identity. So we cannot look to Vogue or Cosmo, oh God, Cosmo. We cannot look to media. We cannot look to fashion magazines. We cannot look to our royalty, our movie stars, you know, our pelvic thrusting entertainers to tell us who we are. We're left without this reinforcement from the outside world because the culture is basically screwed. It's screwed. Yes, it's psychotic. Yes, it's pathological. Yes, it's male-dominated competition, you know, consumerism, making ourselves more and more heavy, fat, unhealthy, sedentary, distracted. So we can't rely on these teachers. And now what do? Do we curl up, suck our thumbs, draw our knees up in fetal position, and say, oh no, mommy and daddy have abandoned me? Or do we get to a place where we go, okay, now I'm an adult. Now it's my job to grow my own capacity for self-care, for love, for compassion. And what happens is when we, each of us, fall back and get to know ourselves, we will become leaders of the new reality. Todd agrees. See that? He's agreeing. So brought to you from a 40s movie star chandelier speaker, I want to say I am doing coaching and psychic readings for people. Get a hold of me. I don't need to look at you. I don't need to know you. I don't need to have a story from you. I can just get it because that is a gift I've been given. Thank you, universe. Please share this video if you think it will help somebody else who's feeling tied up in knots right now. I don't want to. No, don't make me. You know, the tied up in knots thing. Let's get out of that and let's start working, stretching our capacity and slowly increasing it. And then we can get into a place where we're just fully in love with ourselves. That's the goal. Fully in love with who we came on this earth to be. Thank you.